I worked up the courage once. I'd hesitated for days, and then near the end of a night out, laughing like it was nothing, I said it. Things have been hard lately. And then, walking home, this thought arrived. I shouldn't have said anything. So today, I want to talk about why that happens and what to do with it afterward. Because it happens to almost everyone, and almost nobody says so.
Here's what came back. Well, why'd you do that? They start by pointing out what you got wrong. It's meant as help, so you don't repeat it. But in that second, you go from being someone struggling to being someone foolish. Everyone's like that. I had it worse. That's an attempt at comfort, but on the receiving end, it turns you into someone making a fuss. Try to think positive. It's true, but I'm not sitting here because I hadn't thought of that.
Here's the part that matters. Not one of those people meant any harm. When someone says they're struggling, we instinctively move to fix it. We look for the cause, offer a solution, try to shift the perspective. That's what we were taught helping looks like. And the more genuinely someone wants to help you, the stronger that reflex gets. So the response that hurts often comes from the people who care most.
Here's the strange part. Just being heard all the way through makes it a little better, even when nothing gets solved. That's what a struggling person usually wants, not a solution. They want to say all of it, unsorted, out of order, voice catching somewhere in the middle. And that turns out to be the hardest thing to get, because people can't listen all the way to the end. They want to help.
After that happens once or twice, we learn very quickly. Speaking up costs you. And from then on, it goes like this. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. How've you been? Same as always. Isn't it hard? It's manageable. And then you genuinely have nowhere to talk. Not because the people left, but because you closed the door yourself so you wouldn't get hurt again. That isn't laziness or timidity. That's a rational choice made by someone who's been hurt more than once.
The problem is that an unspoken feeling doesn't disappear. It only changes shape. You snap at nothing. A small remark stings for days. You're tired for no reason. You don't want to do anything. And one day, you cry without knowing why. A feeling with no way out stays alive inside you by becoming something else. And it comes back later in a much stranger form than it would have taken if you just said it.
So here's what I landed on. Before you say it to a person, write it down somewhere first. The reason is simple. Paper never says, well, why'd you do that? It doesn't try to hand you a solution. It doesn't slide over into its own story. It just receives it. Out of order is fine. Swearing is fine. No conclusion at all is fine. It takes whatever you give it, exactly as you give it. And there's a second thing. Once it's written, you can see what you actually wanted. I didn't want advice. I wanted to say out loud that it wasn't fair. I didn't want it solved. I wanted someone to know. Once you know that, you can be far more precise the next time you talk to a person. You can say the thing that actually works, which is, I don't need advice right now. Can you just listen?
One last thing I really want to say. If you have nowhere to say things right now, that isn't a flaw in you. It's a completely normal response from someone who's been hurt more than once, in a world where saying things out loud is hard. And the other way around, if someone opens up to you today about something difficult, try saying nothing at all and just listening to the end. You don't have to solve it. Not solving it is usually the bigger help.
There's something I want to say honestly though. If sleep won't come or won't stop, if eating has become hard, if basic things like washing or cleaning aren't happening, or if you've had thoughts of hurting yourself, please don't try to solve that by writing. Writing is a tool for sorting your mind. It isn't treatment.
That's the point where seeing a professional is the right call. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just someone who has had nowhere to say things.
I'm building an anonymous journaling space called Nameless Forest. No comments, no ratings, just a place to write things down. Nothing there ever asks you why you did that. It's a place where how you feel matters more than who you are. I'll be waiting there.